This is Mixtapetalks, and I'm your host, Nikki B, putting positive news right at your fingertips. Ready? Hold on. We're good. All right, hey everyone, my name is Nikki, and thanks for tuning into this episode of Mixtapetalks. Today in the studio, I have with me my niece, Skyla, and her friend, Felicia.
Hi!
How are y'all? How's it going? You guys good?
Yeah.
Good. So these guys came into town just kind of hang out and visit. So where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in Dickinson, North Dakota.
I also live in Dickinson, North Dakota.
Nice. So, well, you have an accent though. So, like, we're
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Yes, you do. So, where did you live before Dickinson?
Texas.
How long did you live down there?
I lived in Texas for about 4 years by myself.
Nice. And we're from there, kind of. I was born in Texas, and so we have a lot of family in the South, and kind of lived down there for a little bit. But what brought you back up here?
So, I was originally born in Bismarck, and then I've been back and forth my whole life from Texas to North Dakota.
Same.
And then, I graduated high school here in Dickinson, and then I wanted to just do things by myself, so I packed up all my stuff in my car, in my Lizard, in my passenger seat.
I remember that.
And just went to Texas.
I love that. I have a tickle in my throat. Oh my word. Okay. Better. All right, now we're back. We're good. I just had to get a drink. So, going back to the Lizard. He was cute. Skyla lived with me for what, about a month or so?
Yeah.
And then you moved out, and I got this privilege of keeping her pots and pans in her coffee pot. So that was really fun.
Yeah, because I couldn't fit all that stuff in my car.
I know. So, what about you? So, have you been in Dickinson your whole life?
No, I was born in Santa Fe, New Mexico,
Nice.
and then my parents moved to Broomfield, Colorado, and I grew up there and graduated, and I moved back to New Mexico and back to Colorado, and then like 5-6 years ago, me and my fiance moved up to Dickinson, and that's where we've been.
Cool. So, how do you guys know each other?
So, with my family, they own With the Pet Shop, and that's how we met. She was a professional licensed groomer, and I was training to groom. So she is the reason I got started on actually grooming. That was my first job, and that's how we met, was grooming.
I love that. So, like, what's the craziest pet story or animal story that you can tell me?
Oh gosh. I don't know, there's been a lot of poop and a lot of pee and a lot of bites.
A lot of bites,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, and scars and...
Sure. So, do you guys get a lot of, like, rescue animals and things like that?
Yep, so with our pet shop, we do host Buck and Paw's Animal Rescue. So yeah, we currently have gotten in 20 kittens in the last 1 week. Most of them are bottle babies, so Bonnie is up about every 2 hours to feed those babies.
Oh my gosh.
There's about 10 at her house, at least.
Wow.
They're
Yeah.
so cute. So
I love kittens. They're so cute.
Oh my god, they're so tiny and
It's like they're little
always.
Cool. So, okay, so let's kind of dive a little bit deeper here. Like, one of the cool things that we do here at Mixtapetalks is we keep it real. We bring real people to, and real life situations to real people who are watching here online and listening in and stuff. And so, if there's something that you can think of that you guys have overcome in your life, and how you, like, something that you've had a challenge with, or something that you've had some major breakthrough in your life, like, what would that be? And then what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's watching right now who might have be going through the same things that you guys have gone through?
So for me, it was depression. I just feel like I had a breakthrough recently.
Cool.
Within the last 3 months, I think. 'Cause I was so depressed I had suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. And the only thing that really helped me, because I don't know, when you get that way, you don't think of anyone else's feelings at that point, if you're that far gone. But the only thing that helped me was praying and going to church and talking to God. That's the only thing that helped me.
Would you say that also, like, surrounding yourself with people who are positive, who speak into your life?
Yep. If you have any negative people that are not benefiting you as a person and helping you grow, you feel like they're always negative, you need to you need to, make boundaries with those people, even if they're family.
Yeah.
Family, they're still, I know they're family, but you still just have to make boundaries with these people and,
Yeah, that makes sense. I know that can
way
be really hard sometimes because you love people so much and you want to set a good example, for them in your life, and sometimes it's really hard when they're just not ready to receive that guidance.
Yeah, and you have to think about yourself. You can't always just be thinking of other people, which is really hard, especially when they're family too. You can't just always think about others. You have to heal
in the
and
aspect
take time
of,
with yourself.
Yeah, of like not holding yourself back because it might make somebody else uncomfortable that you're succeeding. Yeah,
and it does, especially with family.
Yeah, for sure. What about you?
So like I've dealt with a lot of depression and stuff, and I've never really talked about it. So it's really nice to have like Skyla to talk to about hard stuff and just kind of get it out because everybody goes through it.
Yep.
And everybody's, highs are a little higher, lows are a little lower, but it's really nice to like just get it out and realize that you're not alone and there's people
have someone to talk to.
Yeah. And sometimes
really
it's like when people are like, oh, just think of happy thoughts. It's not always that easy.
You can't. Sometimes you just can't.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some tangible steps maybe that you could offer someone who might be watching this that maybe like steps that you took that might help?
I think just doing things that like make you happy.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like going to get your nails done or like I always like to color my hair different colors and if I'm like feeling sad I'm like, you know what, switch it up a little bit, let's do pink or the green and blue or
express yourself
or even like going and helping out with like animals at the rescue and doing stuff like that.
It's so true that animals are like it's like pet therapy.
It absolutely is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right?
Yeah, and talking to your friends that can help you see the light and know that better days are coming. And
know the truth about who you are too.
Exactly. You don't have to like, I don't know, someone to talk to really helps instead of just having people that, you go out with all the time and they're only there for you if you're, doing or drinking, like things like that. Like there's a difference that are actually there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to have like that support system for sure. Cool. Well, anything else that you guys can think of that you want to add or throw in?
Oh, I want to add to get through that too. You can, if you're not sure, like things that just automatically come to mind of things that you like, maybe just start writing down a list every time it comes in your head, and then you can look back when you're more negative mindset and you can be like, oh, maybe I can do one of these things today.
Yeah, that's good. I know for me too, like I've struggled with depression. Like I have seen a professional, like I've gone to counseling, I take medication, and when I am regularly taking my medication and practicing self-care, then I know that I'm doing okay, and then it's so funny, sometimes we can get into that like, oh, I'm doing great, and then you start kind of like forgetting like all of the things that helped you feel great and you stop kind of doing those things and it's like, oh shoot, why do I feel this way again? Oh, maybe it's because I'm actually not getting up early, spending time in prayer or meditation or journaling. I'm not exercising, I'm not eating things that fuel my body, that make me feel good and happy and healthy, because honestly our guts and our brains and our mental health are totally connected. And so for me personally lately I've been having to take more responsibility for those choices that I've been making, like, oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't have ice cream or maybe I shouldn't eat those french fries and aioli sauce from this awesome steakhouse. Like, good though. Seriously. I know, I love me some food, but at the same time I think it's important that I need to learn discipline and self-control, and then also just knowing my boundaries of what is going to benefit me, and then in order to be of better service to people around me, if that makes sense too. Cool. Anything else you guys want to add?
Everybody's awesome.
Everyone is
in
awesome.
Their own unique way. So just don't be afraid to be weird.
Exactly.
For sure. Be yourself.
Be weird. It's okay.
Surround yourself with positive.
For real.
Positive people.
Thank you so much, you guys, for being willing to come on the show today and just be real and have fun and be goofy and share your heart. Like, I know that sometimes it's not always easy to do that, especially on camera, but I know that there's people that are going to be watching that are going to be blessed by that. So thank you.
My palms are so sweaty right now.
With knees are spaghetti.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Mixtape Talks. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with all the cool things.